3 minutes, a city in cinemas, Toronto. Let's go. Welcome back to RVW Movies, home of the 3-minute movie media, now available on YouTube. I'm Reece T, and everyone knows how much I love Toronto, so what better place to start RVW's newest series, A City in Cinemas, than in the city of my dreams. I was back in Canada, back at Carlton Cinema, and back to the future, as part of their $5 flashback series, and with films like these I could have spent all week here. It all fits in with the decor too, with amazing vintage posters and lobby cards everywhere, in a classic location that feels exactly the way I always imagined a North American cinema would. From classic to contemporary, the Cineplex on Yonge Dundas was next, in what's basically Toronto's Times Square. Found on the top floor of a centre where you can also find Little Canada, which is home to the world's smallest IMAX, this is a very modern movie theatre, but with a deep appreciation for film history that many chain cinemas seem to lack. I loved the quotes on the floor, the wealth of standees, and of course getting to watch The Materialists about 6 weeks before it was released back home in the UK. I loved it here so much that I came back a few days later for my 1000th cinema film, 28 years later, celebrating the occasion via a VIP screening with an adults-only area, in-seat service, plenty of legroom, and a sophisticated continuation of their tribute to cinema. I also tried some dill pickle seasoned popcorn, and although I'm not a popcorn guy by any means, this was easily the best I've ever tasted. The TTC took me to another Cineplex, the Colossus in Vaughan, aka the biggest multiplex I've ever seen, built to look like a UFO and featuring some amazing sci-fi memorabilia inside, so it was only right that I watched Disney's space-themed Elio. Cinema tourism so often rightly frontlines indie spots, but there are some glorious multiplexes out there, often becoming people's favourites, as Cardiff Cineworld is for me. And with even a place like this scheduled for demolition, I can't stress this enough, please don't take your local cinema for granted. Speaking of indie spots, the Revue reminded me of London's Prince Charles Cinema, with both recently under threat, but more importantly sharing a sense in their programming. I saw A League of Their Own here as part of their Paid in Sweat season, which is one of many strands they program themselves, complete with in-house posters and their own trailers, the best of which are screened in a bi-monthly block, which is what all of these people were queuing outside for as I left. In less than 30 minutes, I'd gone to cinema aisle seat from stadium aisle seat, one of 5 games where I saw my beloved Blue Jays play at the Rogers Centre, which just so happens to be about 5 minutes walk from my newest favourite cinema, TIFF White Box. This is home to Toronto International Film Festival, another reason why I love this city. And inside, 3 things happened to me. First, I wondered if I was peeing in the same spot as Keanu Reeves once did. Then I found my favourite cinematic feeling in The Life of Chuck. And then finally, I closed my trip with The Shawshank Redemption and a Q&A with the great James and Roger Deakins, all part of the 50th anniversary celebrations for TIFF itself. I also visited the TIFF shop where I bought this subtle yet incredibly difficult to photograph cap, which, like all my Toronto hats, I'll be wearing constantly until I get the chance to bring both it and myself back to my spiritual home.